Lila just found out that her boyfriend of 3 years, Mark, is cheating. Tonight is the biggest night of his life, and oh, she's going to make him regret it. She won't go into all the gory details of their relationship. They were in love, and well, Lila still loves him, but she found out clearly he does not. She discovered proof that he has been cheating on her for a while in the form of small home movies of them. Lila doesn't know the girl, and from the looks of their conversations, yep, she went ahead and post-discovery snooped. She has no idea Lila exists. Tonight is the biggest night of Mark's life. He's receiving a state award at a big dinner with a few hundred people attending, from his mom and dad to councilmen and all of that. In fact, the only reason Lila discovered this transgression is because she has been putting together a little video for him to enjoy some of the key moments of his life. You know, typical sappy stuff. Lila's burdened with a lot of power right now, and she doesn't know if she has it in her to do the right thing, or if she even knows the right thing. She's blinded with tears of rage and sadness and betrayal, but at the same time, she loves him, has loved him, and does she really want to do this? The relationship is over. No doubt about it. Lila is not a woman who will take her man cheating on her. Certainly not. That's not the issue. The issue is there are cutesy selfies of the two of them. A lot of them. Only shared between the two of them. Nothing lewd. There's plenty of that on camera though. Does she sneak one in the snap reel as a way of letting him know that she knows? Or does she simply confront him after his moment and the sun passes? She's not going to pick up everything and leave without cutting contact. That's not her style. And it wouldn't make her feel good, just very sad. Does she do that thing, for once in her life? To anyone looking at the snap reel, it would just look like a picture of him and a friend, but to him and to her, it would be a private message and an outing. Help me Reddit, I don't know what to do this time. Comments and Ops replies. Abby said, nah, you know what? If there's really nothing that anyone would pick up on other than the two of you, you slip that photo into the slideshow, make eye contact with him when the photo appears on screen, then when it's over, you stand up and walk out. It ain't the high road, but nobody needs to walk the high road all the time. Lila then replied. I chuckled. I think the only reason I would do this is to make eye contact with him so that he knows I know, but I'm not sure I have the guts to do that. I'm not exactly Olivia Pope, Zach said. You could not make the video at all and use the time he's at the banquet to move out if you both live together. If you add a picture of the two of them on, he will know what it's about. It won't ruin his night or how anyone else views him. Just throw it in there with a bunch of other smiling pictures of him hanging out with other people. No one else will be the wiser. Lila replied. In the video, there are several photos that fit right alongside them, honestly. I'm just unsure if I have the capacity to pull it off. My other thought is, what if she is there? I hold no hatred or anything toward her, as she doesn't even know I exist, most likely. But how awkward would it be for her? I think those are the main things holding me back. Nope, Jake said. The high road is to gracefully exit his life, but the satisfying road would be to slip the picture in there. If there is any potential for drama by you doing that, that is something to take into consideration. Personally, I'd decline going to his event, and when he asked why, I would tell him it's because he's a cheating piece of whom I no longer have room for in my life. Lila replied. I doubt there is any potential for drama. At least nothing beyond what might happen and after, when it's just the two of us alone. But I do have to go, as I have the snap reel and a few other things. Jake then replied, you don't have to go. You can send those things with one of his parents or another person who will definitely be attending. You don't owe this man another minute of your life since he can't respect you enough to stay faithful. Update. Well, it's been a month and a half since this all went down. I have gotten so many requests for an update, and I never intended to actually give one, honestly, because I was afraid of the fallout, depending on what I ended up doing. So what did I do? I did the immature, vengeful thing, and I don't regret it. I took a few photos of the two of them, tasteful photos that gave off no indication other than she might be a childhood friend. I slipped them into the snap reel, and I spoke kindly of him at the podium. Then, after my turn was finished, I walked out. I drove home feeling calm and in control. 20 minutes later, the text started. Where did I go? What did I know? Where did I find the photos? Was there more in store for him? I texted him. I know you've been with her, but there are no more photos. There weren't any, and of course, I left it at that. He didn't come home that night. The next day, he called me to ask me if we could meet and talk at a public location. I agreed to meet him at Starbucks. I arrived early, waited for him. He showed up a few minutes late and took the seat across from me. He started right off with the excuses, how it just happened, and he regrets it fully. She doesn't mean anything to him, and that she looked like a girl he had a crush on in high school, and he was powerless against his teenage self. I didn't interrupt him, just let him have his time. When he was done and looking at me for a sign of what might happen next, all I could say was, "So, where did you stay the past few nights?" "Her house, and what did you do?" He wouldn't answer. There hadn't been any doubt in my mind, really. I knew I was leaving him. He talked over himself, apologizing, begging for forgiveness, saying he'd change. I told him that I didn't want him to have to change himself, that if who he was naturally was someone who cheated on his girlfriend, then that's not someone I wanted to be with. He said that he was thinking of proposing to me, and all I could say after that was, "Good thing I found out before." Fast forward to a few weeks later, he's moved out, and I'm doing well. We have cut off contact. People ask me about him all the time, and I just let them know he left me for a girl who looked like his high school crush. So, that's the end. We are broken up. We are never, ever, ever getting back together. I don't feel any regret for how I handled it. Like one commenter said, there's no need to take the high road all the time. Spot on. Comments. Just bored too much said, "Is he for real?" Like, your girlfriend found out you cheated on her, and when she asked where you spent the night, you immediately replied with mistress? Pretty sure a cockroach is controlling his brain. Win Awards then replied, "Yeah, that one jumped out at me too. I know that's often where cheaters end up when they're exposed, but you've got to realize that means it's over, right? You don't realize the jig is up, go sleep with the AP for a couple of nights, then come back to patch things up? That's not going to work." Later Hosen Situation said, thinking of proposing, as if that makes the whole cheating thing cool and good. What an ass hat. Maher75 replied, "Sounds like they said it as they thought they were trying to make Op regret leaving them, like it was a punishment not to be proposed to by a cheater." Now to the next story. Story 2. My wife told me that her gay male best friend is her soulmate. I'm not a control freak, but she even forgot our date to hang out with him. My wife, Liz, met her best friend, Ryan, in high school. They became close friends, and Ryan came out to Liz as gay. Liz was supportive. A year or so later, Ryan came out to his parents. They disowned him and kicked him out, and Ryan ended up living with Liz and her parents for the rest of high school. Liz and I started dating after college, and she told me all about Ryan and how close they were, and how he was like a brother. I met Ryan, and we got along and became friends. Ryan is a good guy. At the time, Ryan was dating a guy. They ended up moving in together about the same time that Liz and I got engaged. Liz and I have been married for 5 years now. I'm a project manager and took on a year-long project in another city. I have to leave at 5:30 a.m. every morning and get home around 6:30 p.m. Liz and I had a long talk about my job before I took on this project. We knew it would be a sacrifice for me to be working so much, but I'm getting more money than I ever thought I would. After this project, we can pay off our student debt and start trying to have a baby. We both agreed the money was worth it since it's only a year. That year will be up in late November. In March, Ryan caught his boyfriend cheating. He was devastated. Liz immediately told him he could move in with us. I was fine with him moving in, but not happy that Liz didn't even discuss it with me first. Ryan was pretty broken up, and Liz was giving him lots of love and attention. I was fine with it because I know how much she loves Ryan, and he did need her. I also did my best to support him and make him feel loved. For a while, this was fine, but as time went on, Liz has continued to pour all of her attention into Ryan. Sometimes I get home from work, and neither of them are there, and I found out they went to a movie or out to dinner together. I don't think there is anything romantic or sexual between them, but it has been annoying that I get left out of all the plans. The past few weeks, several things have happened. The three of us went to a party, and someone joked about Ryan being our third wheel, and Liz said, "Ryan is not the third wheel." I said, "What?" And she said, "I've known Ryan longer than I've known you." A week or so after that, Liz and Ryan went out dancing one night. I had to work the next day, so I stayed home. I woke up at about 3 a.m., and Liz was not in bed. I went and found her, and Ryan cuddled up on the couch asleep with the TV on. Both of those things made me uncomfortable. I also realized I had been working so much. I was just sort of letting Liz and Ryan plan everything, and I had not planned a date night in a while. I decided I needed to be more active, and so I planned a date night for last Friday. When I first told Liz, she was excited, as we have not been on a date, just the two of us, in a while. Friday, I got home at 6:30, and Liz and Ryan were not there. About 7:15, I finally called Liz, as we had reservations at 8. She answered, and when I asked where she was, she said her and Ryan had gone shopping and were getting some dinner. I was kind of stunned and asked about our date. She laughed and said, "Oh, I forgot." Oh well, and that was that. She didn't even invite me to join them. So, a point I should make here, my dad was very controlling of my mom and had an anger problem where he would yell and throw things. He never threw things at us, but it was still scary as a kid. I have worked very hard to not be like him. I've tried to never be controlling of Liz or tell her what to do. I also tend to shut down when I get angry. When Liz forgot our date, I was mad, so I didn't say anything right then, but I knew I needed to address how I was feeling. So later that evening, I told her we needed to talk. I had written down some things so I could stay focused. I started by saying that I love Ryan and he was always welcome in our home, but that I felt like our marriage was suffering and we needed to work on ourselves. Liz blew up. She thought I was attacking Ryan. I guess I didn't word things well, and she started defending him and attacking me. We have never had a big fight before. We always talk and work things out. I was stunned that she was attacking me. She said some awful things. Then she said, "Ryan is my soulmate, and you just have to get used to that." I just shut down. I didn't even know how to process that. I love him more than anything in the world, but in that moment, I realized she loves Ryan more than she loves me. I thought Liz and I were soulmates, but to hear her say she considers someone else her soulmate has been devastating. I don't remember the rest of the talk. She huffed off after a while and slept on the couch. Her and Ryan left together on Saturday and were gone most of the day. When they got back, she acted like nothing had happened. On Sunday, she even made a small joke and batted her eyes at me, something she does when she's flirting with me. Normally, I love it, but this time it just made me sick. I told her this was a busy week at work, and I was just going to stay at a hotel near the job site, something I've done a few times before. So, I haven't seen her since Sunday night. I don't know what to do. Typing all of this up has made me realize I'm really burned out with all of this travel. Maybe I checked out too much and haven't given her enough attention. But how do I move forward knowing she will never love me as much as I love her? Minor update. Seeing a bunch of comments from women who say they have more than one soulmate has given me hope. To me, you only have one soulmate, but that's not a word Liz or I ever really use, and I just really hope she means it differently than how I took it. We have been texting back and forth some this week, and we spoke on the phone last night. It wasn't anything big. She just called and said she missed me and couldn't wait until I got home. I'll be home tonight. I told her we should talk about our fight last Friday, and she agreed and said she hates that we fought and we need to work it out. She said she loves me. We will be talking tonight, and I guess I'll find out where I stand. Spot on comments. Melody of the Pond said, "Dude, he may be gay, but your wife is in love with him." Little Wyan said, "Exactly. She is basically having an emotional affair with her gay bestie. She is doing everything with him that she should be doing with her partner." Out said, "Dude, I am really sorry, but you have basically two options. Talk again with your wife and make Ryan leave. So it is again just your wife and you. If she refuses, the time to end the relationship and move on. Basically, she's cheating emotionally on you with Ryan. The fact this Ryan is gay, and the only reason she isn't cheating sexually with him." Loud capital 9958. Huh. The second my spouse tells me someone else is their soulmate is the second I leave. Not to be extreme, but it sounds like she made her decision to prioritize the relationship with her friend over your marriage. Fubo and Barry. This is where I'm struggling so much. I understand her temporarily making him a priority because he was going through a hard time, but it's been 6 months, and the way she attacked me just has me reeling. I wonder if I should confront her again and give her an ultimatum, or see if she is open to couples counseling, or is it really just over? I love her so much, and I can't imagine doing life without her. Higo. Wait, you mentioned Ryan makes good money in another comment. He's been living with you for 6 months when he always had the financial means to leave, and he's aware he's causing problems in your marriage and is still in rush to leave? Ryan sucks. You can't even explore your next steps regarding your marriage while he's sleeping in the guest room. I think you need to tell your wife that your soulmate telling you her soulmate is someone else is a marriage-ending statement, and that he needs to leave by date ASAP. So you can both talk, see where you're both at emotionally about one another, and decide whether you need marriage counseling or separation divorce. You can't work on a partnership by yourself. She's either willing to do this with you or she isn't. Thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so and hit the notification bell to stay updated with more shocking real-life stories happening around you.